Hello everybody, good morning to all of you. We are back right now and we will be coding continuously for more than 3 hours. And after that I'll take breakfast and then we'll code again. The main goal is going to be giving the project 5 hours. I can't give it 6 hours, otherwise it gets hard for me to manage the things. So yeah, I will be giving only 5 hours to this particular project. Don't know how much it can be done today, but I'll try my level best. And once I've given 5 hours to this project, then we will give around 3 hours minimum to the Docker, or maybe 4 hours to Docker. So it's like, yeah, 4 hours to Docker, then the remaining time will be given to the Python. Yesterday I couldn't learn Python because of the timing issues, but okay, sometimes we learn, sometimes we don't learn, but it simply keeps going on, so we don't really need to worry about that. Let's start from here. I was simply updating my Docker as well. It's starting right now. I hope it will be started. Just got an update, so I was updating it. By the way, it's quite, I know it's quite morning, so I'm not sure whether I will get somebody over here or not, but that is not a problem. Chats are going to be on, so let's see if I actually find somebody. And it's gonna be fun working on the project that we had. We have so many amazing things. I'm so excited to work on that too. It's great. So let's go to the draw app. Here we are, and first of all we'll build it. Later we will deploy it to a virtual machine so that other people can access this whatever I made. So it's gonna be great. We were working on point in line. Let's think of it how it can actually be done, and then we'll be getting it done. By the way, other things I need comment in my notes. I hope I'm audible right now. So that other, yeah, I am audible. Well, good to see somebody over here. I didn't expect anybody in so early morning. Good morning. Even I had better just send a message saying good morning. Hustlers, yay, that's good. Okay, let's continue. That's something I sent, but never mind, that person is gone now. Never mind, whoever is gonna come, that person is going to be wasted. What is the next step? The next step is open the Notion, and after that a Docker Compose or Excalidraw. And over here I had this perplexity chat. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's close from here. I'm going to open Comet. Just a minute, I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. So let's continue from here on. It's quite cold, I know. That is why I'm just still sitting in my bed and all. What is the thing that we were working on? The first thing is this, okay, first of all we got an overall idea of it, and then we actually asked to make it better. So we had to work on these particular things, and we had written this much code. Okay, point in line is done. The thing is that once that particular thing is selected, either we can move it because that is in selected area, or if we want we can delete it. It's up to us, right? For pencil line or check distance, check if that is less than 8 pixel, or later we'll cover it. When it comes to pencil, when it comes to plain text, what all we are giving x, y and text shape, right? And then for pencil, what do we need to keep in mind? I will get x and y. Okay, I will get the distance of the pencil. That means suppose let's talk about the line. So I will get start x. I will get a line shape. Okay, once I got line shape, I had to check whether this particular thing, the coordinates, I'll have to even imagine I'll have to draw it. Let's draw it on Excalidraw because that's the program we are working on. So what is the thing? This is the line that we have. Okay, this is the line that we have, and if I click somewhere, the line is selected. How am I checking that when I clicked here, whether I clicked on the line or I clicked somewhere else? For even checking this particular thing, I have to check the x and y. If either x is on the line or y is on the line, then the line is selected, otherwise line is not selected. As simple as that. At least some coordinates are going to be merged. So I will get x, that is going to be a number. I'm not sure whether I will be writing it the right way, but I'll try my level best to write it better, and then I'll take the help of AI. Alright. Okay, let's write it. This is going to be a number, and a line shape is going to be line shape over here, this much. And as for getting the data from the line shape, let's check do that thing. So what I want to do, first of all, I have x and y, and from line shape I will be getting line. I will be getting start x, I will be getting start y, I will be getting end x, and I will be getting end y, something like this. And this is gonna be coming from line shape, something like this. Any problem? No problem as such. It's saying start x does not exist on line shape. Let's check this thing. Yeah, so I had better write a line shape dot data. Any problem right now? No problem. I've got x and y. The thing is that I have to return true when if start x x triple equals to start x start x can be the coordinates if x is equal to triple x, yeah, or end. I don't even need to worry about end. We have 2 points, x and y, and the coordinates may change. Yeah, we can think of it like this. When the line is like this, then it's vertical, right? So if I have x and y here, so ultimately y is same over here as well. So ultimately what is happening is like this. I have x and y, but the thing is that the value of x, the value of y changes here. So I have y1, but I still have x, right? Something like this. And when it comes to a horizontal line like this, so what changes over here? When it comes to horizontal line, so I have x 1 and y. So in these lines, either something stays constant. When it comes to vertical and horizontal line, y is the constant here, x is the constant here. But when it comes to this particular line, a diagonal line, okay, this is xy and this is x1 and y1. Of course, everything changes in this case. Now whenever I click on this line, how will I make sure whether I have clicked on the line or not? For this particular thing, I already have the starting point, I already have the end point. When I have the starting point and I have the end point, why not use the rectangular rule? What was the rectangular rule? If I clicked on it and there is any A and B point in between, in the middle, in that case that A point will be it's not going to be like that, but it's always going to be inside that. So yeah, it could be either um, less than or equals to, yeah, it can be like that. It can be less than or equals to x, or and actually, and a is going to be sorry, a is going to be greater than or equals to x, and a is gonna be less than or equals to uh, x plus width, that is x1, something like this, and y is gonna be greater than or equals to sorry b is gonna be greater than or equals to y1, and no, b is going to be greater than or equals to y, and v is going to be less than or equals to y1. This is the formula that we have. Ultimately we are using the same. I hope the same formula is going to be used over there as well. We have to check this thing anyway, so we will be checking this thing out, but ultimately this is what we are going with. I'm not sure about this one, but I will still be using the same point in rect rule, point in line, whether that is inside point in line or not. So point in a rectangle, maybe this is right. Pointing rectangle, I will be providing x, I will be providing y, and I will be providing shape. Shape is gonna be the text shape, line shape. Line shape is something that I will be providing. Well, I'm not even sure whether this is something, this is my logic right now, that it should be like this, but let's see what happens at the end of the day. So this is how we are gonna be going ahead. The next thing is that we have to create a universal hit tester, so that it's actually able to test the things, and this hit tester is going to be using all of it. So let's create a universal hit tester over here as well. So I will be exporting one more function, and that's gonna be hit test. Ultimately it will be testing the hit, whether it, oh come on, I have to create a function. So function test hit test, whatever hit test, it will be testing that, and as for it, it will be getting x coordinate, it will be getting y coordinate, and it will be getting shape, and shape can be any shape. So I will be giving the type shape, something like this. As for the coordinates, it will have x coordinate as a number, it will have y coordinate as a number, something like this, and I can just simply go ahead from here on and done. What is the next step? Once I have got these values, by the way, this is anyway going to return, both of them are going to return boolean by default, boolean, because of course I have to return true and false. So this thing is done. The thing is that the last one is not returning anything, so let me make it return something so that it doesn't throw any error. So it will be returning true. This thing is done. Let's continue from here on, and so I'm gonna be using a switch statement over here, because it's the easiest way to just check the things whether it falls in that category or not. Inside the switch statement, I will have many cases. The first one is the key, and the key will always be shape.type, right? So shape.type is going to be the key forever. As for the values can be anything. Values can be a rect. This is the first thing. Then I am going to copy and paste this stuff. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Then the value can be a rect, value can be a circle, okay, whatever diagrams we have. Value can be a text that we have, value can be a line that we have. Lastly, value can be a pencil that we have. More than this we don't really have. Later we will be adding more things, so we will be changing this. So this much that we have. And when it comes to default, if it matches nothing, that means I can return false, or I can break it. It's up to me. Either I can break or I can return false. Nothing is gonna make any difference. So let's return false, yeah, from here. Any problem? The spelling is wrong, something like this. So this thing is done right now. So either I can draw rect, circle, text, line, pencil. When I'm drawing a rect, at that time I'm calling point in rect. I'm calling point in rect. This is what I'm calling. And by the way, hit test, where will this be called? It will be called let's see where this is going to be called. I will be explaining like the whole flow of this particular functionality, but even before that I need to get it done. So I will be getting X, I will be getting Y, and I will be just entering the shape, something like this, easy peasy. And again, whatever comes from here I will be returning it. So let's return this, and once I return this break statement doesn't have any value, then okay, I will be removing it from everywhere. And then the next one, if that is circle, then again I will return, what will I return? Point in circle. That is again a method that we have made. Point in circle, we will be providing it X, we will be providing it Y, and shape is going to be okay, circle shape. Ultimately we are actually we can get any shape, right, in the shape category. So we have this. Then let's talk about text, point in text. That's easy peasy. Return point in text, something like this. I will be getting X, I will be getting Y, and I will be getting the shape as well. Even in this one, the things are gonna be exactly the same. Point in line and point in pencil, I have to create two more things. First one is gonna be for point in line, so return point in line that I have created, and it will be getting X, it will be getting Y, and it will get shape as well. Lastly, I have to create one more function that will be point in pencil that I haven't created yet. So let's export it quickly. So function, it will get X, that will be a number. As well, the name of this function is going to be point in pencil. Like I have pencil feature, right? So I have to check whether that particular point falls on pencil or not. So I have X coordinate, that will be a number. I have Y coordinate, that will be a number. I have what do I have? I have shape, that will be type of pencil shape. Pencil, not pencil data actually. I have pencil shape, so the name should rather be pencil shape, and the type of it's going to be pencil shape, but I don't have that, but never mind, I'll get that. Pencil shape, I think I'm not exporting it. It will be exporting like returning boolean from here, and this is the function that we have. There is this problem that pencil shape does not exist. So let's go to types that we had. Shapes dot the name should rather be better. It should be types dot shape. That's okay. Pencil shape. This is pencil shape that we created, but we are not exporting it from here. What it contains the type and the data of the pencil. That's it. So right now I should be able to import it over here. It's done, and I can actually return boolean from here for now, because of course I'll have to I can return true for now, because when it comes to pencil data we have to loop through all the data, and then we have to check whether the coordinates matches. As simple as that, really easy peasy. Like loop through all the points that we have. If any point matches the point of the pencil, set that to true. If that doesn't match, set that false. So pencil is going to be easy. Even same is going to be with the rectangle, that line we have. So things are gonna be quite easy this time. So return point in pencil, that we have to use here. Point in pencil, and point in pencil going to be have X and Y, and the shape that we have. Something like this we are going on, and then we are returning this. Okay. Pointer down, find and grab shape. When user clicks with select tool on pointer down, that means I have to go to my game class. Let's see whether these things can get connected or not. Whenever I click pointer down, here I do this, I do that. Okay. So first of all, this dot selected tool is so tools dot select. Here I am selecting this one, that when I click pointer down, pointer down happens. At that time, if the selected tool is pencil, then do this. Ultimately, it's simply pushing a demo structure to the existing shapes, but I don't need to worry about it. What is the next thing that I need to worry about is this, that okay, do this, else if this dot selected shape selected tool, if that's equals to select that we have here, if that's equals to select, in that case you have to do this. What do you have to do? Okay, first of all, we'll be getting the things done over here only. If that is not equals to, if that's not equals to selected tool, we will not be running. If that is equals to selected tool, we will be simply going ahead. Okay, got that. What we'll do first of all? First of all, we'll get x and y. X and y are the current position. As for this thing, what is this? This is going to be a pointer event actually, not mouse event. So pointer event, happy go lucky person, pointer event, and over here as well it's going to be a pointer event, and that is why I was getting the error. But never mind. The thing is that as soon as the value is this, I'm gonna be getting the positions that I'm already getting over here. X and y are the current positions. Okay, then I just need the current positions. Okay, that thing is done. What is the next thing that I need to do? The next thing is that the hit test. Okay, for let I is equal to this dot shape dot length minus I, I is greater than 0 and I minus minus. I've got x and y, they are the current positions. Okay, then check shapes backwards, topmost first. I have to get the shape as well, and I'm not getting the shape. This dot shapes, I have created something called shapes here. Just a second, let's go to the top. There is nothing like shapes. Canvas, room ID, socket, click the selected tool, selected a shape ID is dragging opposite is okay. But when it comes to shapes do not exist. Interesting. This dot shapes dot id, I have to hit test. I will make 3 things. So ultimately what happens is that when I move, shape gets added, I think so. Let's go a little lower and get shape position, not a big problem, we can easily get that. When I move at that time, const shape, return shape, this dot shape, where am I getting it from? I have a array called shapes. Okay, they can be called the existing shapes. I have something called existing shapes. These are the ones, and this is what I want, right? Shapes means existing shapes. I have to check whether those existing shapes hit my criteria or not. If they hit my criteria, then done. So yeah, ultimately this is it. So let's continue from here on. What I actually wanna check over here, if this is equals to this, what I wanna check? I wanna check that I merely wanna check from the last, like all the shapes that I have. So for let I is equal to this dot existing shapes dot what, length minus 1. Okay, here we are starting from the last, then we are going to till 0, and if I will keep decreasing it over the time, so it will be like this. What is the problem with this? Greater than or equals to 0, it should be right. Okay, let's see, why am I getting this thing, this error? Okay, what is that? I think I need to have this semicolon like this. Yeah, this is how it goes. So what do I have to check now? I have to check whether all the shapes that are inside existing shapes, they hit that particular point or not, which point that I actually clicked right now. So let's see. So I will be getting this dot selected shape ID. If that hits, then I will be selecting that. Okay, even before that, let's hit if hit test, that this is the function that we have created, This function takes current inputs x and y, and the shape is going to come from this. So ultimately this dot existing shapes, and it the current index of the existing shapes. If it returns true, in that case that shape is selected and we will be saving the shape id of that. So this dot selected shape id, and that's going to be this dot existing shapes and the id of that particular index. So ultimately this way we are selecting it. What is the problem? Shape is not assignable. That's right, we have to get the id. So I'm going to get the id like this. But there is again problem. id does not exist on the shape type. That is right. But when it comes to existing shapes we will have the id. Why? Because I'm getting the existing shapes from the backend side. Yep, that means let's go to shape, let's go to base shape. Like this is the base shape that I have. It is going to have id by default. What is gonna be the type of the id? That is something I have to go to my schema and check that. So let's go to packages, let's go to db, let's go to let's go to prisma and schema.prisma. And over here when it comes to a shape, the type is int. Okay, so let's keep that particular thing in mind. Let's go back to shape and keep the type int right now. id is going to be type of int. So this is how it's gonna be going on. When I have defined it, I should not be getting this error. By the way, I'm getting number is not assignable to type string. This time selected shape id is a string. Let's go to the top and let's make it a number. Any problem? I don't think so. Okay, so this particular thing is done. Once this thing is done, what am I doing? Save the offset from the shape top left top corner. We have to make sure that we are saving the offset. That is really important. So first of all, we have to get the shape's position, const shape position, and that's going to be this dot get shape position, get shape position. I will give it this dot existing shapes id. Okay, then I will get the shape position. Once I got this, then I will be going ahead. But the thing is that I do not have this get shape position. So in that case I will be creating another function over here inside helper.ts, and that would be the function called export. Get export a function, and export a function called get shape position, and this is going to gonna be taking shape can be of any type. So shape can be of type shape actually, and the shape contains any type, and it is going to return the shape. It is going to return shape means the shape can be anything, so it will be returning shape. What is going to return? Okay, never mind, we'll check out the return thing later. But ultimately this is how it's gonna be happening. It takes shape and switch dot shape dot type I'll get, and on the basis of that thing I will be getting the things done. Shape dot type, and not like this, it doesn't happen this way. Let's go this way. So I have to get the positions of the shape. What are the positions? Position can be circle, rectangle, etc. Okay, right. So first of all, in this switch case, I can directly get it by shape.data. This is the easiest way to get this. Apart from this thing, we can even use this thing. Well, this is not required. You can always use shape.data everywhere. But it's a good way to just get the things done. This is the only thing. So the first case is that it's going to be equals to rectangle, and if it's actually equals to rectangle, then we will be returning the things from here. So sorry, that was my bad. Why did I did that? Why did I do that ultimately? Okay, let's go ahead. So if that's equals to x, y will be returning the coordinates. The coordinates are gonna be x, and if that's rectangle, width, y, I will have width and I will have height. As simple as that. As for the uh, like data of these, I will be returning what I just gonna get the safe position. Sorry, what's the use of including width and height? So the x is gonna be shape dot data dot x. Okay, y is going to be shape dot data dot y, as simple as that. So this first thing is done. Let's go to the second one. Second case is going to be the case of circle. We'll have a circle. Okay, what will circle return? I have to return something from here, that is right. And what I have to return? I have to return the positions of the circle. So ultimately when it comes to circle, so it has only center x and center y. Okay, it has radius as well. So x is going to be shape dot data dot center x. Okay, and then it has y means center y. Y is going to be shape dot data dot center y, something like this. And it has radius, and radius do I need to, oh, hang on a sec. I need the starting point, position of that particular circle, starting point of that circle. So if I actually have a circle over here, suppose this is the circle we have created, and I have center x. So ultimately I have center x, I have center y. These two things I have over here. I have its radius. Okay, I have its radius over here, but this is what I don't want. I want the starting point, and the starting point is going to be this. If I draw a rectangle around this like this, so ultimately this is the starting point. This is x and this is y. How will I get these values? Okay, so ultimately my main goal is to get these values, and to get these values I will just simply the coordinates that I have, if it is 50-50, I will subtract the radius and then I will get that, as simple as that. So let's do that, by the way. So for getting that, for getting x mainly, x is equal to shape dot data dot center x minus shape dot data dot y. And even to make it better, I can do one thing. I will be getting const x and const y. I will be getting it from shape dot data. In that case I won't have to write many things. It's just directly going to be ready over here. So this is how we can actually send the things. And if it is actually returning x and y, it may return it returns height and width as well. So if I actually want this much, so I have to make sure I'm sending this much. That's right. Okay, apart from this particular thing, when it comes to center circle, so I can make it like this: const I have center x, I have center y, and I have radius from shape dot data. I'm getting these many things. What will I do? X is equal to center x minus radius, as simple as that. And let's remove this particular part. Y is equal to the starting point I'm talking about, center y minus radius. It's always going to be like this. So ultimately I'm subtracting radius from there, and once the radius is subtracted, so when you talk about x, so it's the center x minus radius, and y center y minus radius. So ultimately this is how I'm getting the things done. This thing is also done. What is the next step? The next step is going to be the case of text. So if that is a text, what will I do? And I have to return the positions. So when it comes to text, it has a starting point and ending point by default, so I don't need to worry about that. And it's going to be like x is going to be shape dot data. Even I can do the same thing over here, not a big problem. I can do it like this: const x and y I will be getting, and I will get from shape dot data, because that is a text, so that does have that. After that I will be just saying it x and y, return x and y. So this is how it's gonna be going ahead. By the way, it should be at a little below over here. Any problem? Yeah, if that's equals to text, so I will not be getting x and y. Why? When it comes to text, I should get X and Y. What is the problem? Can't redeclare. Okay. The thing is that switch statement we have to face this problem that we can't declare it, so we had better keep them inside a block like this so that we don't have to face this problem. So it's better to keep the things inside a block like this, and let's keep them inside a block. So this is also inside a block, and let's keep this particular part inside a block too, so that we do not face that redeclaration problem. Okay, it's cold. I'm still in my bed. This is the only thing that I can do. This is the thing. Then what is the next step? The next step is the line. So case that case is going to be line. If I have a line, in that case what will I do? I will get the starting point X and Y. Once I got those points, and the thing is that why am I getting these points? We'll see. So when it comes to the line, if there is a line, that line already has start X and start Y, so I will get shape dot data from there. Will it exist? It does exist, but line data does not exist, so it does not exist on line data. That's right. So for that thing, I think start X exists, yeah, and start Y exists. Start Y exists. That's right. What will I do? I will just return X and Y. So return X is going to be start X. Sorry, that was my bad. Start X is going to this, and Y is going to be start Y. So this thing is also done. What is the next step? The next step is to get the points of a pencil, that to starting points. Case pencil, and I have to get the starting points of the pencil. When it comes to pencil, so const points, it has points, okay, and points is equal to shape dot data. Pencil has points, and when it comes to these points, I need to get the first. So const, not sure, points have, point is an array, so the x y is going to be x and y, that's going to be points dot 0 y, points 0th index, because we have to get the starting point, get shape position, the starting position of the shape. Return x and y. Any problem? I don't really think that we should have any issue with the code, but if we face any issue, we will be resolving it, and then we'll simply be going ahead. This much is done, by the way. What is the next step? I'm getting the shape. Once I got the shape, let's go back over here to helper game. Okay, we are here inside this. We are getting the position of the shape. Am I not exporting it from there? Export function get a shape position over here. This dot, not this dot, just this much is going to be enough. Get shape position, and I will be importing it over here. Actually, this is gonna be the case. So ultimately I'm getting the shape position. Once I got the shape position, what will I do? Once I actually got the shape position, I will be checking the offset, like exactly where I picked from the starting point, so that the offset or respective to the starting point remains the same forever. That is the thing. So this dot drag offset that we have, and it has 2 points, it has x and it has y. So x is going to be that click point that where we clicked, and the starting point, then it will get the distance between that. So shape dot position and shape position dot x, that is right, and y is equal to y minus shape position dot y. This is how we are gonna be going ahead. That is right too. What is the next step? We have got the offset, that's right, and right now we can make that. Okay, we have started dragging it. Okay, as soon as the offset is set, so this dot is dragging, that becomes true. Once the dragging becomes true, and one more thing, keeps events during drag. Canvas dot set pointer capture. This is important. Canvas canvas dot set pointer capture, and it captures event when I click and pointer ID. Where am I getting the pointer ID from? Event dot pointer ID, that's automatically coming, if I'm not wrong. Pointer ID is, yeah, some kind of property that I'm getting, and then I'm returning from here. But the thing is that what does this do? It keeps drag. Give me an example. Let's open this and ask this. What does set pointer do? Set pointer capture do. Set pointer capture pointer ID designates the calling element here canvas as the capture target for all future pointer events tied to the specified pointer ID, ensuring they route to this element even if pointer moves outside its bounds. Purpose: this method prevents event loss during drag or common issue where fast pointer movement exits the element. Stopping pointer move updates. Stopping pointer move updates by capturing the pointer on the pointer down as in your code. With this, the canvas reliably receives pointer move and pointer up events across the viewport until released via release pointer capture on or pointer up fires automatically. That's great. So it's important for that region. So let's even write this thing here. Keeps events during drag. So if we go out of the canvas, inside the canvas we don't need to worry about that, but if we go outside the canvas, so it actually keeps the canvas relative to this, like it remembers it, as simple as that. Once this thing is done, then what are we going to do once this thing actually got done? After that, this dot selected shape ID, and that's going to be null. Okay, what exactly are we doing here? Inside this thing, when I click, I'm setting the offset, I'm setting the dragging true. That is it. These two things are the important ones, and because of these two things we have to write the whole logic behind it. But okay, it does these two things. It sets the offset, it sets the dragging true. This is much is only it does. And as for this selected ID, this selected or shape ID, is equal to this. Where am I even using that? Even shape is selected. When I run this for loop, while running this for loop, I am selecting this selected shape ID. Yeah, I have selected that. Click the empty space. Even that's getting selected. If you clicked on the line, so selected shape ID is has been selected, otherwise it's null by default. By the way, over here, as soon as I click, okay, that could be as soon as I click, I check, I go through all the shapes and check whether that particular shape hit whether my pointer or mouse or cursor hits that or not. If that hits, I'm selecting the shape ID and I'm selecting this. The question is, if there are more shapes that do that, but at the end I will have only one shape that is going to do it the closest, that is right, or they are gonna be on top of each other. In that case we are selecting only one shape ID. Okay, great, let's check this thing out. I have these two things. I'm going to have a line. If I click here, what will happen? Yeah, only line is getting selected at a time. If there are many shapes on top of each other, so only that particular shape will be selected, or the top shape will be selected. Simple. So that is something good. What is the next thing that we need to do? Shape position helper. I have that already. Pointer move. Let's talk about pointer move now. So this much we have done. This was all about pointer down handler. Let's talk about pointer move handler. Inside that we have this stuff, and then we are drawing rect, we are drawing a circle, we are drawing a pencil, we are drawing a line, and now we have to worry about something else. Okay, so if this dot is not dragging and if there is no shape selected, then okay, we don't really have to worry about that. And if first of all I have to check this particular thing, and I'm going to get x and y, and then once I've got the x and y, this dot shape dot find shape, I will find it with the help of shape ID. Once I got that, I will be getting the new positions of that particular shape as I move, and then this dot move dot shape, this dot move shape, I will be moving it to the new ones and I will be redrawing it. That's interesting. And this is something where I'm actually drawing it. I need to have an else if case where clicked is okay, if is dragging is true, that's great. So if this dot is dragging, if that's dragging, that means that is selected. Or I can even check this thing that that is clicked. So the first thing is going to be this dot is clicked, CLICKED, and this dot is dragging, and I need to have a shape ID as well. So this dot is let's make it easier to just look at, right? It's getting, but it's easy to understand this way. If this statement, there are two statements you have, yeah, we can go with this like this. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's remove this particular part from here. Let's remove this particular part from here. I will be just returning it in case if it is not clicked. Okay, this is the first thing, and then the second thing is going to be like this too. So this is how we've been going on so far. I will have this F statement over here. So first of all, I'm checking whether this dot is clicked true or not, and then I'm running it all. Okay, and when I move, I may start that is for drawing, which is going to be good when I draw. Pointer move handler. If selected tool is that, then this, and the thing is that I need to have a when I go to pointer, then ultimately I will have a selected tool, and else if that particular selected tool will call the selector tool, and that should be equals to selector. If that's like this, then I will be running this particular condition. Okay, if that's like this, and inside this even I will be checking, first of all this needs to be true, select needs to be true, then I will be checking and this dot is dragging should be true, and this dot is selected shape ID should be there. Ultimately these things should be there. One more condition that we have. First of all, we are checking whether that is clicked or not. That needs to be clicked. First of all, this thing, if I click, so that gets clicked, and after that I'm just checking this thing again. Okay, what we'll do here, we will get x and y, the current positions that we already have. Get position E. Oh my god. So we have x and y, they are the current ones. Okay. Get canvas coordinates. For getting the canvas coordinates, we can easily get so const, or I can make it like this. I'll be converting it back. Okay. I'm getting the size. Let's go and get the size. Const x and y in this format, and x and y are going to be what? And x and y. How about this? Any problem? No problem as such. Yeah, I do have a problem. And x and x and y. How about this? Okay, so ultimately we are getting x and y with the help of x and y. That is something we are doing, quite kind of a tricky thing, but okay, we are getting the coordinates. Once we have got the coordinates, what we'll do, and we already have x and y, so we can make it like this, and x and y, that they are the current ones. Okay, so once I have got the coordinates, I'm getting the shape. So const shape is equal to this dot shape, like existing shape that we have, and I have to find a shape inside that. If shape dot id that's triple equals to selected tool, selected id, shape id, ultimately selected shape id that we have, something like this. So ultimately this will return me a shape once I have the shape. If there is no shape, I will be returning it back. So if there is no shape as such, I will be returning it from here, but if there is a shape, I'll continue from here on. And what I'll do, I'll get the new positions. How will I get the new positions? I will get the new positions with the help of the current coordinates that I have, plus I will add some offset that I had. So ultimately I will get a new position over here. Once I get the new position, const new x is going to be what? The current one that I have, and x mine plus this will I decrease it, current coordinates, yeah, sorry, minus this dot drag offset dot x, something like this, and const new y is equal to and y minus this dot drag offset dot y. Excuse me. So this is how we are going on. Pretty easy peasy so far. And once this thing is clear, we have got the position, so we have to move it, and for moving it we need to have a function for it, for moving. So let's keep a function, this dot move. This will mainly move it. Move means, let's check what exactly move does. It simply gets the shape and all. It does move it, yeah. Shape dot type is equal to direct, and then shape dot data dot x is equal to dx, the distance that I have. Let's create this thing. We'll have something called this dot move and shape Move shape is something that will draw the shape. So it will take shape, it will take new x and it will take new y. The thing is that we even have to save this data to the database. This is the first thing that will happen, and then this dot redrawing everything. First of all, it will move this dot redraw. Okay, as for this one, I'll just figure it out. But first of all, I need to create this dot move. This dot move shape is something that I'm creating, and what I'll do over here, I'll get the shape, that is true. Even let's make it like this. Move shape is going to be this. It will be getting a shape that will be type of shape. It will be getting new x, that will be type of number, and that will be type of number. It will be getting new y, that will again be type of number. This is how we are going to go ahead. So I have few things over here. As I have the shape, I can get the old x and old y, that is true. So what I can get x and y, and that's going to be from this dot. No, just get position, get shape position. I will be using here this one, and once I am using this, I will be giving the shape. It will give me the positions of that particular shape, and once I got the position, then I will get it like this. The thing is that the shape positions always return me x and y, right? X, y, x, y, x, y, x, y, x, y. Yeah. So ultimately, I need the starting point, and shape position does the job. Once shape position does the job, over here, once I have got the shapes, it's rather, what is the problem here? Okay, let's make it an arrow function. So I got x and y, and x and y are mainly old x and y, so I can name it better, old x, and the second one is gonna be old y, and I already have the new ones. I will be getting the distance between them. I have to move it, right? So dx is equal to new x plus old y, the current distance that I have. Okay, interesting. I'm not even saving to the database right now, but I have to save it to the database. But once it has been moved, then only. So let's do one thing. Const distance, let's calculate dx. Horizontal distance is going to be new x minus old x. This const dy is equal to new y minus old y. कोई दिक्कत? No दिक्कत. These are the current positions. These are the positions of the shape. Yeah, that's right. Let's go on, and if there is a shape, I'm moving the shape. Moving the shape means setting the ID and then draw that. Okay. Switch statement. I will have a key shape dot type, something like this. Then I will have some of the values here. The first value is going to be rectangle, so rect, and then I'll set some data. Data is going to be set like shape that I have, shape dot data dot x is equal to dx plus equals to dx. Okay, and shape dot data dot y plus equals to dy. That's right. Ultimately, I'm setting the starting point, and then I will redraw that. That's right. After this particular thing, I will have another case that will be like case circle. Let's do the same here. Shape dot data dot center x is going to be what? Center x plus equals to x and y. That's right. Distance. So dx shape dot data dot center y, that's going to be plus equals to dy, that's right, and I will be breaking it over here. So this thing is done. I'll have one more statement that will be for text. So this is going to be for text, and it would be like I have to change the starting point. So shape dot x, it already has shape dot data dot x plus equals to dx, or shape dot data dot y plus equals to dy. So this thing is done, and let's break it here. So this thing is also done. The next thing I am going to have for rectangle circle text is done. Line, so case, I think I need to save it, case dot for line, it's going to have line, and once I have a line, so line will have shape dot data dot what, it has start x, that's going to equals to dy dx, and shape dot data dot start y, that's going to plus equals to dy, something like this, and I will be breaking it over here. And one more statement I have, that is case I have pencil, so it will be like pencil, and I'll be setting the starting point. So when it comes to the pencil, okay, so the shape that I have, shape dot data dot points dot 0, and they'll be set to 0th index, zero dot x is going to be plus equals to dx, and shape dot data dot points 0. Oh no, I'll have to increase it all. That means I need to run a for loop here. Why? Because I need to move the whole pencil shape together. For that thing, I need to run a for loop. Okay, so what can I do? Points is equal to shape dot data points dot for each. I will get a point. Once I got the point, what will I do? Point dot x point has x and y plus equals to dx, and point dot y plus equals to dy, something like this. Will this be okay? What is the problem with this? Property does not exist on pencil data. Points, it's an array. Is it an array? Yeah, it is an array. First of all, I'll check if not points, if points that I have is array, only in that case this will happen. Otherwise, if it is not the case, return from here. Any problem now? Is array points? No. Shape dot data, oh sorry, dot points, come on. So let's even make it like this. This is 0. Okay, so this thing is done. I'm setting the value to all of them, x and y. and I'm breaking it from here. So this thing, ultimately I have a default statement, I don't need that. So this is how I have covered almost everything. Circle, text, line, pencil, everything is covered. And whenever I have to even draw, so this move shape is done. And let's have a look at draw function. Whenever I click this dot is dragging, it gets false. By the way, whenever I draw, what do I draw? I get the, in your redraw function, highlight selected shape, shapes dot for each shape dot id triple equals to selected id. Redraw. Let's even have this. I have to highlight it. So redraw. How many values is it? It takes nothing because everything is already set. Okay, what it does? It gets the shapes. So existing shapes dot for each. I will be getting the shape. And if shape dot id that I have, if that's triple equals to selected shape id, in that case ctx dot stroke style, that's going to be hashtag 0000 ff. Okay, and ctx dot line width, that will be equals to 3. In else case, ctx dot stroke style, that's gonna be equals to hashtag 00000 and 0, and this dot ctx dot line is equal to 1, line width. Oh, that it still needs to be like, well, in that case I don't have to, I don't know, they'll become, I'll have to change this thing. You may have to remove this part because they have white color by default. Draw shapes as usual. Yeah, they are gonna have black color, that is right. And then once this thing is done, draw shapes as usual. Okay, so what we are doing, when we are clicking down, everything is selected. When we start moving, even we are getting the shape, we get in the new position. I'm moving the shape, ultimately setting the shape data, and the shape data is in the array. I'm getting the shape, and this is where I have the shape. The shape is something that I got from existing shape. And once that thing is done, I'm redrawing this shape and this. It should work. Yeah, it should. Let's see. Oh my god. PM dev. It's been crazy. I'm not even sure whether I have the database running. Docker PS. Well, yeah, I do not really have any database running right now. Docker PS for all. But I do have a database that should be running. Let's start that. Docker start. Let's start the database that we had. this one, pnpm dev, and let's see. Localhost 3002, that is this much. It will take some time to compile this stuff and all, and then it will be ready. We'll have to optimize many things, we'll have to even change many things, but let's see how it works. Go to room. I have these many rooms. Join one of the rooms. Ah, that's crazy. Leave this room. We have so much stuff here. Let's delete these rooms here. Let's get new room. Test room. Okay. Let's go inside this. And let's draw a circle here. This is drawn. Let's click on this and start moving it. Okay. Right of circle is selected. Let's go back to this. Let's select this. Nothing happens. Well, this moving thing does not work. We'll have to figure it out. Why it doesn't work? Isn't this selected? We are able to do it. Wow, this is amazing. The color doesn't. We'll figure out the reason behind that. Let's select the circle. Okay, this thing is done. We are able to move this thing. 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 So hard work pays off. So the thing is that we are able to move the stuff, but that is not enough. We have to give it some color. We are even giving it the color. Redraw, and it's what it do. It's doing that shape.id. The shape that I get, if that is equal to this dot selected.id, it's giving the ctx stroke style width. By default, I'm able to move it. Wow. But if I click on this and try to move this will not work. Reload this. This line formula is not working well. We are able to move everything clearly. That's great by default. Like interesting. But this line thing is not well. I tried to write the code the best way possible. That didn't work out. What is now? Going to take a break for some time. Then I'll be right back and continue from here. I have to find many bugs and all. Let's take a break. 40 minutes. Yeah. It's going to be, let's take it for 5 minutes, not bad, but not a lot.
we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feel like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul.
That's good.
So here we are back, and let's continue, and let's see what exactly the reason behind the bug that we are facing. Alrighty, so the next step is this. First of all, let's get this thing done on the front end side, then we'll be saving the data in the back end. That's another problem that we'll be solving, but first of all this. Okay, alright, so at a time we can do only one thing, right? So what we are doing when we are mouse mouse down happens at this particular point, what I'm saying that, what I'm checking that if this dot selected tool is select. First of all, let's see if it works directly or not. I reloaded the page. I started moving it and it's moving it. Great. I selected the select and then I started moving it. It is not moving. This is something I need to keep in mind. As soon as I reload it, okay, when I select that, I need to go to top bar. Where is top bar? Top bar is somewhere in components. Yeah, this is the one. I have to check whether I'm actually setting that or not. Pointer is being set, tools.pointer, and when I'm setting this, it's giving me the error. This should be selected this time. That is why it was not working, and I knew that something is up. Okay, so we have got this thing done. Let's reload the page again, and if we just start moving it directly, it is working the way we want. Even we can have some text here. Okay, now if I just select the text, let's move it here. This line thing is causing the problem. Doesn't matter where I click in the screen, and this thing is getting selected. That is something I need to fix. Otherwise everything else is working fine. Okay, if I select this, by the way, if I draw a new line, something like this, and if I select this thing again, even if I do it, I am not able to do that. Okay, never mind. Let's see what's the reason behind it. First of all, as soon as this is selected, I have to check CLG this dot selected tool. I have to check the tool first of all, and maybe not here at the top, over here. What is the problem here? Argument of type pencil data is not assignable to parameter shape. Okay, shape, base shape. ID is optional over there. Let's make it optional. Let's make it optional. Optional. Okay, now I'm not facing that issue. What is the next thing? Is that this the selected ID? Number or null? This dot what? Existing shifts dot this dot ID. If that does not exist, in that case return. Any problem? Yes, problem. Number or undefined is not assignable to number or null. Undefined is not assignable to number or null. Undefined, what can be undefined? This dot selector shape ID. That's what I was checking here, that if it does not exist, that's triple equals to undefined. Sorry, this dot existing shapes of id, I got that dot id, that's triple equals to undefined, return it. Or if that does exist, in that case make it this. Existing shifts dot id. Okay, I need to check the id only. This dot existing shapes dot I and and if it's not equals to undefined or come on, yes, undefined, still getting that. Null. This is type number or undefined. id can be number or id can be null, and this one is number null. Okay, let's go to shape, let's make it number or make it null. Number null undefined. It does exist, that's it. Once I'm done with this, anything else? Okay, so what am I doing when pointer down happens? First of all, if that is selected, let's see whether it works or not now. Reload the page, able to move, write something high there, click outside, able to move. I'm not able to move text, but I'm able to move this stuff. Well, how am I going to get that back? I have moved it so far. Let's leave the room. Yeah, I got it. Well, this is not quite bad actually. I can draw anything inside it. I can even move it here. Okay, after that I can start. Now I can't. Okay, now I can. This thing is below. Things should be on top of each other. How to draw something? Z index. If I draw something new like this, I mean here, I'm not able to draw like it. I'm not able to move that, but I can move other things, but I cannot move that particular thing. Everything coming from there. Few things I'm able to move, few things I'm not able to move. This is insane. Let's write the First of all, let's write make it right. Line is not moving the right way. For that thing we need to go to helpers, and this line pencil data. Oh, point in pencil, we are just simply returning it true. Point in line, even we are returning it true. Ultimately we have to write code for these two. Sorry, that was my bad. Even the code wasn't written here. I'm gonna take the help of AI, because initially I tried to write that but I failed. Write the code for these. I think because of these two things I was facing the error. Could be distance to line segment. Point in line in this. Oh my god. Point in line, x number, y number, line shape I'm getting. Then I have this hit tolerance. Distance is 8 pixel. That's right. So let's do one thing. Let's complete this particular thing first of all. I've got x and y and etc. What is the next thing to do? Point in line. For that thing I've got the distance. No way. Distance is gonna be distance to line segment. I'll actually have to do this thing. This is insane. Never expected this to happen. X, Y, start X, start Y. And what it does, it simply does this stuff. I have no idea, but I'll be copying and pasting this thing. Helper function to calculate the distance from the point to line segment. Okay, let's copy it. Firstly, I wanna check whether the things are working properly or not. Once this thing is clear, I will be checking the reason behind that. So this thing is here. Do not ask me why I did. I just simply copied and pasted. As simple as that. I wanna check how the code works first of all. Line tolerance is gonna be this forever. That is going to be 8 pixel. Hit tolerance. So this is gonna be the point in line. So point in line, this is gonna be like this. Hit tolerance. Let's keep it at the top. Hit tolerance is gonna be this much. It's better to keep it inside this only. Over here, hit tolerance is going to be 8 pixel. So this thing is done. Point in line is done ultimately. The second thing we need to do is pencil thing. Let's get this thing done as well. First of all, want to make it work, and once it's working I will figure out how it's working. Hit tolerance is going to be here as well. Ultimately I'm copying and pasting, not a big problem. Hit tolerance is going to be here and done. Let's see. Reload. I'm only moving the starting points. What about the end point? This thing is working, this thing is working, this thing is working, this thing is working too. Text line. Few things are working fine. At least this much is working fine. Text, I'm not able to move the text and this thing. Okay, what is the next step? This thing is okay, quite great. Point in line. let's go to game. When I click, this thing happens. Okay, when I start moving, what happens? When I start moving, I select the shape that was selected. Then I calculate x and y, moves shape. When it comes to move shape, it gets this. For rectangle, it's okay. For circle, this is also okay. For text, text is not being selected, I'm not sure, maybe. For line, start x and start y, and shape dot data, yeah, shape dot data dot end, and x is going to be dx, and shape dot data dot end y is going to be plus equals to dy. This should be fine now. Reload the page. I'm able to move it here and there. I'm able to move this, everything from here on. Text is also working now. I'm able to it worked, right? Okay. If I select here, I'm able to move the text, otherwise I'm not, because I am actually giving the text some line height. What is now? If I have the text like this, what will happen? Okay, I'm able to move that. I need to click here for doing it. I'm not giving width to the text. That is also a problem. But okay, I can solve it easily. That's not a big problem. This thing is done. Well, this line thing is not done yet. I'm not even able to select the pencil. Forget about moving. Why am I not able to do that now? When it comes to pencil, I'm selecting all the points. First of all, I have to make sure whether that particular thing is selected or not. On handler down, I need to what? Context. How can I get the context? Yeah, I got the context. What am I doing when I'm redrawing? When I'm redrawing, I'm getting the shape. Once I got the shape, this dot stroke style, this and this, I'm setting the stroke style. I'm changing everything. Like this dot ctx, this, if this, let's draw it over there, redraw. I do not have to provide it anything. So yeah, why not? When I click down happens, and when the shape is already selected over here, in that case, redraw, reload the page, select this. I'm selecting this, but it's not being selected. This dot existing shapes, it takes the existing shapes, changes the context. Changes the line width, everything. Why is this not working? Wow, I'm setting that twice. I should be able to change the color of these. Moving is not an issue. Okay, they are moving. Even line is not moving, so I have to fix this thing. Pencil is not moving, line is moving. How about the pencil? But first of all, how can I make sure whether that particular shape is selected? Over here on, okay, one more thing, on pointer up, I have to make each drawing false because I'm not drawing at that time. This dot is drawing false, so whenever this happens at that time, this dot is dragging, okay, dragging, that becomes false. Let's see now, reload it. I'm not able to move this still. I can move this easily. I can even move the line well. Okay, but I'm not able, okay, I'm able to move the text as well, but I'm not able to move the pencil, and that was something I was able to move earlier, but that means that is not getting selected. Selection is this one. Reload the page. Draw a line here. Go to this. I'm not able to select it. Okay, this is interesting. What is the next step? Okay. Oh, done, yeah. This is not getting the right way. Okay, never mind. The first step, highlight the shape that has been selected. This is the first step. How can I do that? When I click down handler, at that time, if the selected tool equals to pencil, then I'm okay doing this. If selected tool equals to select, what am I doing? I am getting all the existing shapes. Then I'm checking whether they hit the test or not. After that, I select that particular ID that actually hit the test. Once I got the ID, then what am I doing? I am getting the position of that. Okay, once I got the position, this dot existing shape is something that I am sending. Okay, it gives me the position. Once I got the position, I'm getting the offset. Once I got the offset, setting is tracking true, and just setting this thing canvas pointer, it gives the tracking and all. Great. What does this thing do? It simply gets the offset and it simply gets the position, and ultimately it does two things. It sets dragging true, that is, of course, that should definitely happen, and it gets the offset. That's it. Okay, so ultimately doing this, I'm only getting this much done, right? As soon as I down click, if I want to highlight that particular shape, what do I need to do? Even in that case, you need to draw everything. I mean, you have to redraw everything and then giving that particular shape a different color. How will you select the shape? The shape will be selected with the help of shape ID, because I have set the shape ID over here. The question is the shape ID actually set? CLG this dot shape ID selected a shape ID. So let's even check this thing right now. The shape ID. Let's check this particular thing, whether we are actually getting a shape ID that we are selecting, or we are just thinking it's happening. I clicked shape ID 263, I clicked 274, I clicked 263 again, 275, line 268, this one. Wow, shape ID I'm not getting. For what? I'm not getting shape ID for line. Okay, I'm getting shape ID for circle, for this mini circle, for this big circle. 272, it's getting great. How about this? Maybe that's on the top. Yeah, how about, I'm getting the shape ID of this, but I'm not getting the shape ID of line. I'm not getting the shape ID of the pencil. Interesting. Why am I not getting the shape ID of pencil? When I click that, it doesn't pass the test. Why doesn't it pass the test? Because I have written something crazy stuff. Why have I written that? Because I didn't try that. ChatGPT wrote that. Perplexity wrote that. Even I don't understand that yet. I was just simply checking the stuff. So ultimately, the hit test doesn't pass. That doesn't pass. And because of that thing, I don't get the shape ID. If I don't get the shape ID, I can't highlight that. Okay, forget about that. So I'm not even to select it. I'm able to select other things. Okay, once I selected that thing, what should happen? I'm redrawing it. How am I redrawing it? I'm redrawing it with the help of the existing shapes. So I'm getting all the existing shapes. Out of those shapes, I'm getting the shapes. First of all, I'm checking whether the shape.id that I got, if that's equals to this dot selected dot id that was already selected. In that case, this dot ctx dot this and this. Why does this not work? When it comes to moving shape, so when I move shape from one place to the other, I'm just simply increasing their coordinates, and that is it. That means if I do not use move shape over here, nothing should happen. Let's see. Point down. Where is point move? Let's collapse this one. Point move. Point move is here. When I'm moving the shape, I'm calling this, and then I'm calling this. If I don't call redraw, what will happen? Let's reload the page. I'm still able to move it. Why am I able to move it? Question. Inside move shape, what am I doing? I'm simply getting the distance, and once I got the distance, I'm setting the shape dot data. What is shape? Shape is the existing shape, an array on the web. Okay, so if I'm directly changing the value of this, the value of that is being changed, and whenever I move from one coordinate to another coordinate, the page is re-rendered. And because of that thing, like whenever, okay, I have said it right, and whenever I move when in this particular section, the next time, just a sec, wait a minute, if I go to the next coordinate, so what happens here, if that is equals to rect, oh come on, if that is equal to rect, I am drawing the rectangle. If that's equals to circle, I'm drawing circle. If that's equals to line, I'm drawing line. If that's equals to select, if that is equals to select, and is dragging should be true and select shape should be true. So what am I doing? I am moving that. Okay, and when I'm actually moving that, how is the distance being calculated? Because of that, okay, I am moving it here, this thing is done, getting the new x and new y and moving the shape. If I don't even use this thing, will it work? Let's reload the page. Well, it does not work. Why? Because the coordinates are not changing. Coordinates of the existing shape, that does not change. So if I use this thing over here, if I go to move shape, what exactly am I doing here? I am getting the old x and old y. I am getting the distance using new x and new y. Once I got the distance, if that is a rectangle, I am increasing the x and y coordinates. Okay, and it works. The thing is that as soon as I increased this, okay, as soon as I increased this, it got automatically rendered. Why? When are the things rendering? Let's go to the top. I have init, I have render shape. I'm rendering the shape over here. But when do I render that? I render it when I clear the canvas. And on init, what is happening? I'm getting the existing shapes. Initially, I got the existing shapes and I cleared the canvas. I got the existing shapes. I cleared the canvas. Clear canvas, what it do? It simply did the rendered the shape. So when it comes to clear canvas, it's simply rendering the shape. What does render shape do? It simply renders the shape based on the type of that. So if that is a rect, it's rendering rectangles. If that is a circle, it's rendering circle. If that is a pencil, it's rendering pencil. Draw a stroke, okay, for pencil that is okay, draw a stroke. If that is a line, it's rendering the line. And if that is a text, it's rendering the text. Well, this is not even required over here, so let's remove it from here. So it's getting the job done like this. So render is getting called here. Get socket messages. When I get the socket messages, I'm simply pushing the shape to the existing shape and I'm clearing the canvas. Important. Okay, I'm clearing the canvas here as well. That's good. What is the next thing? Init point handlers, easy peasy. That's okay, nothing to worry about here. Destroy, nothing to worry about here. Main things are these three. Move shape is here, redraw is here, and okay, get position, get size. Don't need to worry about that. Draw stroke, don't need to worry about that. What does this do? It simply gets the context, it simply gets the points, and after that it it simply changes the height like properties and simply draws the line. That is okay. Draw stroke does that. It draws the pencil, not even worried about that. The thing is that as soon as I start moving the pointer, even before that, just a sec, as soon as I click on anything, ultimately I click, even forget about click on anything, I want to change the color and see whether the color is going to be changed or not. How will I change the color? I will change the color using this simple thing, context. So I can say this dot ctx dot what, I just need stroke color. Stroke style is going to be what, this should be suppose yellow for now. Does this work? Reload the page, click somewhere, nothing is happening. Click on a rectangle, circle, you are able to move it, but still not able to change the color. Why is the color not changing? I can make it FFF, GFF, AFA, A. Okay, let's make it pink. And I'm simply changing the color of the stroke when I click pointer down, but this is not changing. When I just click the pointer down, I'm not even doing anything. I don't even want to select any pencil or selected tool. Okay. I just want to change the color of everything as soon as I click the pointer down, but the color is not being changed. Okay. When it comes to render a shape, I need to provide the shape as well as this. I'm getting the shape from it's getting trickier. Never mind. Render shape is getting the shape from the existing shapes, but when I click, I just want to change the color of all the shapes. That means I require the shapes. I need them. It simply gets the shape and renders that. Simple. It does the job. When it comes to clear canvas, it uses the existing shapes and does the job. What I need to do, maybe I need to clear canvas when I do this. Let's see. This and then clear canvas. Let's reload the page. Click. Clear canvas automatically sets the color. A render shape. Somewhere or the other I'm setting the color by default. That is right, not inside render shape. Maybe inside clear canvas. Not even inside this. So where? Tool is selected. Init. clear the canvas, and then I render the shape, then rectangle, stroke rect, break, circle, done, pencil, done, line, done, text, done, fill text, line height. Over here, okay, if I remove this particular thing from here, what will happen? Let's reload the page. The text is not visible, everything else is visible. Let's do it like this. What I have to look for is something called stroke style. So this is the first place where I have used it, and the second place is what? The second place is this. On pointer move, I'm setting this. Let's not set this here. What will happen? Ooh. So it was being set on pointer move, and that too by default. Amazing. Reload the page. Okay, what now? There are 6. Then 1, 2, these are okay. Then one of them is being set while drawing the stroke. When the stroke is drawn, like it's the pencil matter, right? That is also okay. In that case, pencil is not going to be visible. That is still visible. Stroke style. Render shape. Shape dot color. While rendering it, I'm giving it the color. Now nothing is visible except text. And render simply sets the color. Yeah. Render. This sets the color to almost everything. The color is set like this, and that should be ctx, this dot ctx. That's good. Once this thing is done, that's okay. Render shape, I'm not worried about this. Render shape should does its job. So even if I'm clearing the canvas here, when this thing happens, ultimately I'm calling render, and that automatically sets the color. That should not happen. So when pointer down happens, by default you should set the color on init, not inside render. Render will make it let's do it like this, and by default I am setting the color when I'm getting the shapes. Okay, let's try this thing out. This dot ctx dot stroke style is equal to red. What will happen? Things are going to be red. Let's make it yellow for now. Yellow for now. And things are going to be yellow. What is the next step? The next thing is that as soon as I click somewhere, I don't want this render, I don't want this clear canvas, I don't want this even anywhere. As soon as I click somewhere, like down happens, pointer down happens, I want to change the color to this. Will this work? Wow, it did. Amazing. Why it works? Because I used clear canvas. What clear canvas did? It simply cleared the canvas again. So if I even comment this thing out, let's reload the page, and it will not work right now. That simply means once I changed the color, if I want to change the color again, I will have to re-render all those things with that particular color. Otherwise, they will not be colored, given a new color. Okay, good. So the only thing I need to do is to simply clear the canvas once if I want to change the color. By default I am getting white color, and even I can do this thing. Instead of doing this, instead of setting the color, I can say, whoa, does it look great? Hi, good morning. Good morning, bro. Instead of giving the hard coding the color, let's create a private color property in that color field that will have white color by default, and then I should be, its name should be stroke color, stroke style rather. Stroke style is going to be this. Keep going. Thank you. I will keep going. So once I'm setting the stroke style, at the time subscribed. Thank you, bro. Means a lot. Thank you. So once I set this, so whenever I'm initializing it, at that time, instead of setting yellow color, I can set stroke style by default. So stroke style is going to be equals to this dot stroke style, something like this. So ultimately color is going to be set to white by default, and over here I can do the same. I can actually change the stroke style to this dot stroke style is going to be what? This dot stroke style is going to be this time maybe suppose blue or something, and then let's give it a good color, hashtag FFFFFFF, and then change some of the values, like this is going to be A, this is going to be B, what the hell. Okay, this is even fine, A, yeah, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then I need to clear the canvas for sure. Let's see, I'm changing the stroke style. I reload the page, click, nothing changed. Why? I'm still doing that. I changed the value of stroke style when it came to clearing canvas. Clear canvas is using this dot stroke style, and that stroke style is white by default, but I made it pink, but it is not using that. Let's, okay, well, it is not using that, I'm sorry. Let's go to clear canvas and let's go to render shape, and render shape is not taking any this thing. Okay, sorry. So I can do this thing now. When I'm rendering the shape, I can remove it from here, and when the shape is rendered, at that time I'm giving it this color. So ultimately the color is going to be this dot stroke style. something like this. Once I give it this color, then let's see if it works or not. Reload the page, click somewhere, and the color is changed. That means it is working fine, but this is not what we want. Great if it works. So we are able to change the color of all of them. This is the thing. Clear canvas is okay. Let's even clear the things properly. Constructor, nothing needs to be changed inside that. Circle, okay. When I get the shapes, I'm clearing the canvas. By default, the color is going to be white. That's good. Then when I'm clearing the canvas, I'm calling render shapes, and then I'm rendering the shapes, and this is how shapes is being rendered, and color is also being set. Stroke color is being set. I can set the fill style as well. So ctx dot fill style, that would be this dot fill style that I don't have. I have to create that, and I'm gonna make it white by default. So private fill style, and that's gonna be white by default, something like this. So ultimately I got fill styles too. So instead of setting the fill style inside this that I'm doing here, like in here I'm actually setting the fill style, I can set it here. That is not a problem wherever I need it, but I need to set it like this dot fill style, something like this. So at least the color of the text going to be changed. So line is done, color is done, pencil just draw is stroke is enough, circle stroke is enough, rect stroke is enough. So I should not set it here. That is automatically being set wherever it needs to be set. So this thing is done. Render shape is working fine. After that we have get socket messages, great. Init point handlers, okay, destroy, okay. Pointer up, whenever pointer goes up, let's see whether still it works or not. Reload the page. By default we have white, clicked it, it became blue, pink. Now what is the next step? That means whenever I want to change the color, I will have to clear the canvas. Clearing the canvas simply means get all the shapes, render those shapes again with that new color. It will only happen this way. If I do not clear the canvas here, will it happen? Will it work? Possibility is really less, but let's see. Even if I have changed okay, it doesn't work, because even if I have changed the stroke style, I haven't re-rendered everything, and that is why it will not work. That is okay, this thing is great. But there is one thing, I can still move the shape from one place to another even without rendering that again, because its value is being changed. Okay, let's do it like this. This dot clicked true, okay, let's uncomment everything. This thing is done. I have to comment this much. Okay, so here I was clearing the canvas, that's great, but I don't even need to do it right here. So let's remove it from here. As soon as I click the pointer down, okay, this dot okay, I don't even need to worry about this one. I need to worry about this one. When the selected tool is select, at that particular time I have to select that particular shape. Once that particular shape is selected, once I have the shape ID, I have to redraw that. And when I'm redrawing that, I'm setting this thing, that is great, but I have to clear the canvas. So this dot clear canvas, something like this, and over here as well, this dot clear canvas, something like this. And let's see, reload the page, it looks like this. Select, I'm able to move them, but the color is not changing. Okay, not bad, at least able to move them. If I draw something, it's drawn. If I reload the page and if I select that, the color of them is not changing. That is great. Let's see, why is the color not changing? I'm clearing the canvas whenever I'm redrawing it. Clearing the canvas means, okay, you need to set the color as well, right? So stroke style is this color. I don't need to do it like this, rather I need to make it like this. I'm going to remove it completely from here, like this, As for the line width, clear canvas, render shape, it is also setting the width and it is getting it from the shape. Okay, but if I give it from my own side, then that has a point. Let's create one more. This is gonna be too much in this case. But never mind, I'll optimize it later. But first of all, let's line thickness is gonna be a number, and sorry, line thickness is going to be a number, and it does not have any value, so let's give it 0 like this. And what I want is that if this dot line thickness exists, which means it has some value, in that case use this, otherwise use this. But the thing is that exist, will it be, let's check it, inspect, console, refresh it. If I have 0 and if I have 1, what will happen? 1 will come. If I have 0 and if I have hello world, what will come? Oh sorry, bad. Hello world will come. If I have 1 and if I have hello world, 1 will come. Definitely 1 should come. Yeah, 1 is coming. That means that particular logic is right. If this dot line thickness has some value, use this, otherwise use the default shape that you are getting from the database. Great. What next? This thing is done, right? Let's go to this particular point in the redraw section. Where am I redrawing the things? Point down handler is this. Okay. Move the shape, redraw it. Okay, not even worried about this. Over here, when I'm redrawing this stuff, at that time I'm setting the, I have to set the line width, line thickness, width, whatever you call that. Line thickness is something that I'm calling right now, and the stroke style is set. Even it should be like this. This dot stroke style set, this dot line thickness set. I'm clearing the canvas, and similarly over here I set the line thickness. So this dot line thickness, I set the stroke style, and I'm clearing the canvas in both the cases. Whenever I redraw it, it should does the job. When I want to do it, whenever I click, so whenever I'm clicking, whenever pointer down happens, at that time I want to do this, redraw it, and then I want to redraw only those shapes which have been selected. Let's do it. Reload the page. I'm getting them, and once I select them, I'm able to move them. That is okay, but I'm still not able to change the color of these. If I directly do it here, if I give the color this dot stroke style, and that is suppose red, and if I clear the canvas, will it work? Reload the page. It works. Blue. Oh, blue. Let's stop redrawing. Reload it. Clear somewhere. It clear. Okay. I need to click on the canvas. Then something will happen. Okay. Interesting. Over here, that is right. The thing is that if I click on the canvas, then only it runs. All this code runs only when I click on the canvas. But when the select is that, so I need to run it inside this particular thing. So inside this I want to run that logic. Ultimately I want to redraw this simple thing when I select is selected. Let's check this thing out. Everything's gone. Ultimately it's working. The thing is that the color has become black now. So I need to change the color. Redraw is taking something by default. I need to set the color. Redraw is taking nothing but uh, it's setting the stroke style, this and this. So I'm clearing the canvas. Why the color became suddenly black? I can set the color here, but I don't think it will work. This dot stroke style, and that's white maybe. Let's see. I'll forget about white. Let's keep it red or yellow for even better. Let's reload the page. I got my stuff back. If I click somewhere outside the canvas, still it happens. If I click in, I'm still able to move. I can see, but the thing is that the color is black right now. Okay, reload the page. I need to fix this. The thing is that okay, black color I'm myself setting, but while redrawing it, this is the else if statement, and what happens that when this particular, I'm setting it inside this, sorry, Control X, I should be getting the job done outside this for loop, not inside the for loop. Right now this is seems to be okay. Reload it. If I click outside, it goes away. Okay, but once this for loop is done, what am I getting? I am getting is dragging to, and I'm getting the offset. That's it. Excuse me. I'm also getting one more thing, that is the selected tools ID, selected shape ID. So once I got selected shape ID, once this got over, I got selected shape ID. Once I have the selected shape ID, I should be able to console.log here. So CLG and selected tool ID, and that's going to be equals to this dot selected tool, selected shape ID ultimately. So whenever I click on any particular shape, and I should be getting the ID for that. Let's reload it, inspect this thing, console, reload it again, select 263, 263, 274, 268, 277. Yeah, I'm getting that. Once I'm getting the ID, that means ID is set, right? Even I'm setting the stroke style, right? I'm redrawing it, and when I'm redrawing it, what I'm doing, I'm getting the existing shapes, I'm getting the shape with the help of the shape ID, I'm getting the exact shape, and that shape I want to have the color of this and line thickness this, and then I'm clearing the canvas. And clearing the canvas means it clears it all. Aha, I don't need to clear the canvas, I need to render it. That's it, render shape. And I need to provide it the ctx, that's this dot ctx, and I need to give it the shape. I already have it, something like this. And the same thing is going to happen here, like this. I'm rendering the shape. Clearing the canvas means it gets all the shapes, sets the color white by default, and then it sets them black or something. Never mind. Let's see. Okay, something good is happening. Whenever I click the outside, ultimately the color becomes like this. Forget about that. Whenever I clicked on a shape, and then when I clicked outside, the color of that shape changes. This is insane. Suppose this is something I'm drawing, and if I click the outside, like in the canvas, the color of this circle got changed. Why it happened, we have to figure it out. There are lots of bugs. So whenever it should happen when I click on the it should happen when I click on the shape, but it is happening when I'm clicking outside the shape. That is something I need to figure out. So when I click down, and if select tool is selected, okay, in that case what we are doing, we are running this much code. I think all this code is inside that. Yeah, we are running this code. Even I'm trying to set it yellow, but that is being set to blue by default, so that's okay. So I'm running redraw. Redraw runs render, something like this. So over here I am getting the existing shapes. Okay, I got the shape ID. It works well. And just after this for loop, I am running this, and I already have the shape ID. So if I just click on this, I came here, and with the help of the selected shape ID, I am getting the shape. Once I actually got the shape, what I am doing? I'm setting the stroke style, I'm setting the line thickness, and after that I am giving it the, I'm rendering it, this dot render shape, and it simply renders it. It gets the context, it gets the shape, it sets the stroke style, it sets the line width. Okay, after this it renders that particular thing. That is great. Yeah, if I reload the page, if I select on any particular image, nothing happens. If I click outside, now let's click on this, it becomes like this crazy stuff. What the hell? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. It's misbehaving really badly. Why is this even happening? Selected, clicked, this has the color, but what I want when I, okay, now the color of all the shapes is like this. Render shape is rendering the shape. I'm calling redraw here. Yeah, it simply redraws that. It calls the render shape. It does the job. The thing is that I even want to check one thing, whether I'm actually getting that particular shape. I'm getting all the shapes, but when it comes to shape.shape ID, do I have only that clg.shape? Let's log the shape. Shape like this. What I'm doing here, as soon as a redraw happens, I want to know whether I'm redrawing the right thing or not. Let's see. And when I click on that, that will log to. So this thing reload the page. Once the page is reloaded, click on it, I got the shape ID 263, but I did not get the shape. I'm getting the shape when I clicked outside, and that is why it is behaving like that. What should be the case? As soon as I clicked on that particular shape, I should be getting the shape ID along with the shape. That means this redraw, when I click down, where is that? When pointer down happens, at that time when pointer down happens, at that time I'm getting this thing, that is great. Okay, but I'm not able to redraw it. Oh, that is still inside this, but maybe both the things are happening, but they should happen one by one, but it takes some time to run, so maybe this thing runs first, could be. Let's check which runs first. I have CLG first, then I have CLG second, and then I have CLG third, and let's check which one actually runs first and how it goes. Everything's done. As soon as I click on this one, okay, so first ran, second ran, but third never ran. Why? And this is insane. That is why this thing was not redrawing, like this thing is never getting called, because I'm returning from here. Let's not return, but if I do not return even this, okay, I need to return, but not from there, rather from here, like this. From here I need to return. Will it work now? High probability. At least probabilities keeps getting increasing. Click on this. Yeah, the color of that got changed. At least something is happening. We are able to change the color. Okay, slowly we are getting closer to what we want. Let's remove all these things from here. Select and this first one as well. Ultimately this is how it's gonna happen. Reload the page. Once the page is reloaded, click on any shape, and the color of that particular shape got changed. The another thing is that I'm also changing the color of other elements that I should not do. When I move it, okay, when moving it, the color becomes black. So when I'm redrawing it, okay, when I'm redrawing it, at the time of redrawing, what happens? At the time of redrawing, I am getting the shape. Okay, once I got the shape, and even I can check this thing whether I'm exactly getting the right shape or not. I should be getting that. That is why the color is getting changed. So if I click on it, this is the shape I got. This was the shape ID. What the hell? Sorry. Let's click on this one. Shape ID is 274, and this is the shape that I got. Then the ID is 274 too. That means it's working well. Okay, what is the next thing? Let's reload the page, and once the page is reloaded, I am getting the right shape here. So the right shape is redraw that particular thing. Okay, the right shape is getting the blue color. Line thickness is that much too, and apart from remaining ones are getting this color. Should it be the case? Remaining shapes should still have that color that they had earlier. Yeah, that means I can just comment this part. What will happen? Let's see what will happen. Reload the page, select the particular one, start moving that, then the color becomes okay, but ultimately at least they are not going away. We can fix it, right? So let's reload the page again. The thing is that once I select it, once I selected something, I am saying once I just selected, yeah, once something got selected, the color of that particular thing changes. Amazing. Second thing, when I start moving it, the color of the remaining things should not change. So this thing is great. I'll still keep it here. When I start moving it, like here, I'm moving it. When I'm moving it, I do not need to set the stroke style, not needed. I need to clear the canvas, definitely yes, because I'm moving. When I clear the canvas, clear canvas renders the shape, and renders need the stroke style. Stroke style is already what? Stroke style is already blue, and that is why everything becomes blue. So what could be the solution to this problem? The solution to this problem can be that whenever you render, give it the color as well. If you have a global level color, whenever that color changes, everything will change. That is right. So what I need to do, I need to give color to this render. So I need to even pass I need to pass the stroke color, and it should use only that stroke color. Render should use. So stroke style, that will be string, and in some cases I will be giving it fill style as well, fill style, and that would also be string. But these two are optional. It's not like they are needed. These two are optional. Okay, having said that, I will be using stroke style. So let's use a stroke style if that exists, and if that does not exist, in that case I will be using white by default. Simple. If that exists, that's great, otherwise that will be white. Same for this one, they'll be white. Either I provide the value or they are there. Okay, got that. Fill style, text. Fill style, something like this. Let's go to the top. I will have to change many things, I know. These two things needs to be removed. Wow. Even line thickness. Let's remove line thickness as well from here. Rather, I will be passing these values. Let's start passing line thickness. When it comes to render shape, I will get stroke, I will get fill texture, and I will get line thickness. So let's go with the line thickness only first of all, because a line thickness, and line thickness is going to be a number, and it will be 1 by default, something like this. As for the line thickness, I will be using line thickness. Done. This thing is done, and we are actually setting everything the right way. Great job. This time render takes this thing. By the way, it already has 1 in this thing, so that is something great. It takes the shape. Yeah, shape already has line thickness. Even shape already has the color. That's right. So why this? Shape has both the things. When it comes to shape, whenever I'm rendering something, whenever I'm rendering a shape, that particular shape contains both the things, which means it contains the color, it contains the width, line width, it contains both. In that case, when I'm reloading it, it should use the color of the data that I got from the backend. Once it is using that data, and when I select this thing, it should start using my data. Again repeating, when I get it from the backend database, it should use the data that it got from the database. But when I select on it, it should use my data. That means if I provide the value, use my data. If I don't provide the value, get the data from the database. Okay. that means line thickness going to be optional, stroke color going to be optional, and this one is also going to be optional. Line thickness is going to be a number. This is also going to, this is going to be a string, and this one is going to be a string too. Okay, this is how it's going on. But the next thing comes. I will provide the CTX, shape, line thickness, stroke style, fill style. Great. And in here, CTX.stroke style. If I already have the stroke style, that's great. Otherwise, this dot, sorry, shape dot color should be enough. Similarly for line thickness, if I have the line thickness, that's great. Otherwise, shape dot thickness should be enough. Similarly, CTX dot let's not keep it here, stroke is great, and let's keep it inside this. Fill style is equal to this dot. Why am I using this dot CTX when I'm getting the context here directly? Don't know. Okay, so CTS dot fill style should be fill style. If I didn't get that, then I will be using shape dot color. Any problem? No problem as such, it works well. Fill style, if I don't give this thing, so what will happen? String undefined is not assignable to type string or amazing. But if I actually got the value, then it's going to be available. So right, let's make it the way it was. Okay, so this is how it's happening right now. And when I render the shape, where am I rendering it? Of course, I'm rendering here in the redraw section. So where is the redraw section? So redraw section is here. This one is the one. And what I want to do, I don't want like this. I can make them const, and they'll be like this. Once they are like this, as for the shape, I'm getting the right shape. I don't need to worry about this. When I render the shape, giving the line thickness, so line thickness will be given. Then I have to provide a stroke style will be provided. Then I have to provide the, okay, I don't need to provide that is optional, that will automatically be set. So this I can even provide it, but okay, never mind, it will be using quite by default. This is how I'm getting it done. And in else case, I'm doing nothing. Whenever I'm rendering the shape, where I'm rendering it, I will have some mistakes at the top as well. I'm rendering the shape here inside the canvas, but I'm not providing anything. That's good. By default, it will use the data from the database. Let's reload the page. Let's select it, selected, let's move it. It moves, but the color changes. Okay, why does the color change while moving? When it starts moving, when there are so many things, render shape simply renders the shape, gets the color from the database if needed, and this is how things are done. That's great. Let's collapse this. Clear canvas does the job, don't need to worry about this. Init, okay, everything is alright. When I start moving the mouse, when I click down, that is okay, that is selected. Ultimately, when I click down, I redraw it. It means I actually give that particular shape a color. Everything is rendered, but that particular shape given a different color, that is okay. So let's even do this. When I start moving, I'm clearing the canvas every time. Wow. when I start moving, I'm clearing the canvas, and when I'm clearing the canvas, what? At that time, render shape does not get any color, and if render shape does not get any color, how will it be able to sustain the color, persist the color? It will not be able to do that. So what I need to do, I need to save the color in global level, and even when I move at that time, I need to make sure it has that color. This is the first thing. So it's like when you selected that, it has the color. When you start moving, it should has that color, but when you stop, the color should change. Again repeating. Okay, it's gonna be like that. So let's make some of the variables again. Private, I need to have a color, that is gonna be stroke color. I will have it again. Stroke style, that will be just a string, that is it. I will not provide it any value. And similarly, private fill style, I don't need to change the fill style. If it has any style, it should be that only. So only this thing is great. Apart from this thing, I need to change the stroke of that. So private line width, actually line thickness, I can call it thickness is equal to, this is also gonna be a number, but it will not have any value. Any problem? Stroke style is declared, but its value is never read. Stroke style has no initializer and is not definitely assigned in any constructor. By default, I need to give them some value. So string is gonna be an empty string. I will not give it any color, and line thickness is gonna be 0, something like this. Easy peasy. Yeah. Let's get this thing done. What is the next thing? When I'm rendering the stuff over here, when I'm rendering the stuff, I will not send it here. I will just render it. I will set the property. If they have it, they will use it like this. So unfortunately, I will have to remove this thing as well. And if this dot stroke style exists, use that stroke style, and if this dot line thickness exists, use that. If that does not exist, use it from the shape side. Okay, this thing is done. Let's set it here. What is this problem? Fill style. There is no fill style, I get it. Fill style will always be shape dot color. Let's go to redraw. Where am I redrawing the things? I'm redrawing the things here. What I need to do over here, I don't need to send these things. Amazing, great job. If I don't need to send this thing here, so style is gonna be Control D, this dot stroke style and this dot thickness. I'm setting it here, and once this is set, it should be same. Let's see. Reload it. Set. Remove. Okay. This problem I have to face earlier as well. The simple problem is this, that when you click, it is great. When you start moving it, you need to render it. That is right. When you render it, selected element should get a different color. Remaining elements should get a different color. Got that? Okay. But the render itself cannot decide that, because render simply renders it. Whatever value you will give to the render, that will decide. So whether you are willing or not, you will have to give that. So ultimately, when I am moving the mouse, where am I moving the mouse? I am moving the mouse over here. When I am moving the mouse, what happens? I am clearing the canvas. Okay, I am clearing the canvas, and when I am clearing the canvas, I am rendering all the shapes. When I am rendering all the shapes, I need to check here whether that is a selected shape or not. Again repeating, I have to select give different color to the selector shape, and I have to give different color to the remaining shapes over here. That simply means I will have to send the data to the render shape anyhow. So let's go few steps back. I'm going to remove all this from whatever code I have written here so far. This much, no, not this much, let it be here. Stroke style, okay, think so. Stroke style is here. Let's go to render. So many things are here. It's getting let's collapse all these things so that we have less to have a look at. Draw stroke, get position, pointer down, great. So even render, let's get this thing clear right here inside render. So render shape, it's getting all these things, it's setting this thing. Any problem? No problem as such, everything is right. And these things I'm getting as parameters, and then I'm using them. Great job. What new is gonna happen? Something here. I have to check it. How will I check it? Very simple. The check is going to be like this. If shape that I'm getting, shape.id, the id of the shape triple equals to selected shape id. I already have selected shape id. So once if that's equals to that, I will be rendering it with other parameters. Otherwise, I will be rendering with other arguments. Okay, so when that's equals to shape, at that time I have to give it a color. That is right. And I can have one color named selected color. Select color. Yeah, this thing I can over here. I can have it over here. So select color is going to be select color, and that's gonna be the blue color that I had over there. Let's copy and paste it here. This was the color. Okay, even this is not the best color, but never mind, we'll be okay with this. Okay, so this is the selected color. Whenever something gets selected, I will be using this color. So at that time, shape dot line thickness is going to be what? Selected line thickness. Let's do even this thing. Let's create another field that is going to be private selected line thickness, something like this, and selected color, something like this, and the line thickness is going to be something is selected, that will be 3 if I selected something. So I can make it like this. When something is selected, at that time give it the shape, give it the this dot first of all I need to give it the line thickness. So line thickness, selected line thickness, and give it the stroke style. So this dot selected color. Any problem? No problem as such. What about the fill style? That will be white by default. Later I can just customize it if I want. And in the remaining cases I will not provide any value. If I don't provide any value, any argument, what will happen? It will use the argument, it will use the data fetched from the database or the backend. So it will use that. Let's see now. Reload it. Selected, moved, and then whenever I am moving, that is great. But as soon as I mouse up happens, what I want to send it back to white, something like that. The select should change. So when mouse up happens, when does that happen? Mouse up, not pointer up happens. At that time, what am I doing? Is dragging becomes false. If is dragging becomes false, that will always be that. I have to just make sure that whenever I'm rendering that, rendering means I have to render all the shapes. So ultimately rendering does the let's see, clear canvas gives the shape. Yeah, so I need to clear the canvas even when I need to clear the canvas. When do I need to clear the canvas? I need to clear the canvas when I pointer up happens. Okay, when pointer up happens, is drawing will be false, and if that is drawing is false, then this will be the else case that will run. So I can say one thing, check this thing, and before that check one more thing. I will only do it when is dragging is true, something like this. So if I'm dragging that and that is selected, only then I will change the color, otherwise the change is going to be like that. And when mouse up happens, pointer up, whatever, when pointer up happens, what will I do at that time? I will clear the canvas again, clear canvas, something like this. Let's see how it goes. Reload, select, start moving, leave. When I left, nothing happened. Okay, interesting. When I left, why didn't anything happen? Is dragging is false over here. Whenever mouse up and pointer up happens, is dragging becomes false. When is dragging becomes false, I'm clearing the canvas. When I'm clearing the canvas, I'm getting all the existing shapes. Once I'm getting the shapes, I got the shape. I'm even checking if is dragging is true. If is dragging is false, oh sorry, when is dragging is true, that is right, and this stuff is selected ID, only at that time this should happen. Okay, and what else is happening over there? Clear canvas is here. When mouse up happens, is dragging becomes false, and I should be setting selected to null. Am I doing that? I'm not doing that. Selected line, I'm not doing that. What should I be doing? Whenever mouse up happens, I don't think so I have even mentioned it here. Okay, is dragging becomes false and that selected element becomes null, but never mind, that doesn't really matter much. If it became false, is dragging became false, then whenever I run clear canvas, as that is false right now, this will become false, and if this is false, it will not run. If it doesn't run, this runs, and when this runs, render shape, so it is not getting line thickness, it will use the shape thickness. It is not getting stroke style, it should use the stroke color, shape color, something like that. But the problem is that it is not used. So the next thing that we need to check is simple, this thing. Whenever mouse up happens, at that time, what is the value of is dragging? Over here I need to check first of all this thing. So is dragging is going to be this dot is dragging, okay, something like this. Let's check this particular thing right now. Reload the page, okay, select the element, okay, move it here and there, okay, leave it. When I left, nothing happened. Again repeating. When I clicked, something happened, but when I pointer up happens, nothing happened. Pointer up happens, nothing happens. What about my this thing? Let me check it with my pad. So I have this. Even when pointer up happens, nothing happens. Yeah, so something is wrong with that. So let's check that thing out right now. When pointer happens, nothing happens. Why? If there is no shape, I think I need to use this before sending the data to the database over here. Why do I need to use this? That's a good question, and the answer is that if there is no shape, if there is no shape, it will return, and if it returns, this will never run, and if this never runs, we are gone. Having said that, it's better to keep it exactly at the top. So let's cut it from here and let's keep it here, over here. This is the best place to keep the things over here. Right now it should work anyway, I think so. Reload it, select it, select. Wow, did it everybody. Okay, congratulations, it's done. It's been amazing job. We've been busy doing so far. And game.ts 223 line, 223 line, where is that? 204, 219, 23 number line. This is the one. Let's remove this thing from here. Am I getting anything else? Let's reload the page, move the things. Okay, game 150, 150 line number 150. Shortcut to go to any line on VS Code. This is Control G. This will open a small input box at the top of editor. Okay, let's see. Control G, 150, Control G, 50, and here we are, 150. So I can say Control P, Control G is great, Control G, and let's write 150, and I will be at this line. Let's remove this particular part from here, and this thing is done. Shortcuts, they really help. Let's go back here, let's refresh the page. I get nothing. Let's select this and move this here, and then that's great. Ultimately we are able to do this thing. What have we done? Really great thing. I can select it, I can move it anywhere, I can keep it here, I can select this, I can keep it here, I can select this, I can select this, select this, select this, this. Even lines can be selected. Great. We are unable to select the pencil thing. Okay, we are just a sec, let's click on this. We are able to select any line, we are able to select any rectangle, we can select any circle, we can select any line that we have created, like this one. But the problem is that we are unable to select, we can even select the text, but the color of the text does not change, because I said that fill style will always be that. That is bad. Fill style should also change. Okay, and this thing. So these two things that I have, I need to change this. I know the reason behind this, why text is behaving like this, so I will be fixing it. Apart from this particular thing, this line is something that causing the problem, and then we have to understand the reason behind that. Okay, first of all, let's get the color of the text. Whenever I'm moving the color here and there, the color is not changing. Let's get that thing done. For that thing, it's gonna be easy, rather really easy. I have selected a color. Whenever something is selected, I will be using selected color. So whenever I'm rendering it, I'm giving it the selected color. And when I go to render shape, here it is, I'm getting the selected color. Instead of naming it this, or instead of even giving it this color, I don't even need to give it this color. Just this much is going to be great. And line thickness I'm giving, that is good. And selected thickness, I should be calling it selected thickness, something like this. I'm getting this, and I'm getting selected color. Once I'm getting this, selected thickness going to be used here, and selected color is going to be used here as well as here, something like this. I'm using it at two places, and this is going to be done. This is how it's gonna be done. Then let's check this is working. Let's check the color. Okay, able to change the color as well. If I move with this, and then I'm not able to select this, so that will only be the thing that will move, right? So I should be able to select that, moving it. Okay, this is again another thing, that once I started moving something, and then when I click on the canvas, that thing is still selected. I should set the selected ID null in that case. So when I just clear canvas is here, render is here, even I've given it 3 hours and all, and pointer up handler, pencil is here. What do I have to do when mouse up happens? Okay, mouse up is happening here. Is dragging is false. I'm clearing the canvas. That's great. After clearing the canvas, if mouse up happens, in that case I have to say this dot selected shape ID, and that's going to be null. I mean something like this. Any problem as such? I don't think I should have any problem, because this can be null. Yeah, this can be null, so I should not have that problem now. Let's reload the page. Let's select and move the things here and there, and if I click outside the canvas, nothing happens. I selected it, I clicked outside the canvas, nothing happens. So ultimately I am able to select the stuff, I am able to select the text, but the color gets really crazy. Okay, what happens on Excalidraw? I have a text. Okay, once I have the text, I select the color, a border appears again, and once I move that, it moves along with that border. Does the color change? No, the color of this does not change. Never mind. Let's talk about a circle or rectangle. Once I select a rectangle, what happens? It gets a border. Does the color change? No. It gets a rectangle around it, but for us this is okay, right? It's not even bad. I can give it better color. I can select anything, I can move it here and there, here and there. I can do the same thing with the text. So even this thing is happening. There is only one thing, there can be a lot to work on this thing, but before that I want to make sure that I'm actually able to move this line, because this is not moving. Pencil I'm mainly talking about. So let's have a look at the helper functions that I have created. And that was distance, line segment, hit the test, point and pencil. Okay, distance line. This was something, okay, when I am getting the things about point. So what I'm getting the hit tolerance, like at this. Okay, this should be getting that. That's all right. Start I got, and I got the distance to line segment. Wow, I'm giving it x, I'm giving it y, I'm giving it start x, start y. So ultimately what is happening is this. Let's go here. I made a line over here. Okay, once I clicked on this, what is the distance of it? From where? I'm getting the distance to line segment. Let's, even these two things, this particular code I got from Perplexity, so I have to understand even this thing. I just copied and pasted. I never thought it would work, but okay, it worked. But the thing is that I don't know anything about it. I have to go through it properly and then see the things how they are happening. So what is happening is that I am getting px, py, x1, x1, y1, x2, y2. What am I sending from there? I am sending xy. Okay, start x, start y. Wow. I think this could be the region that is not right. Could be px starting point, py is okay, x1 is okay, y1 is okay, x2 is okay, y2 is okay, but here x, y, start x, start y. Okay, I'm giving it the value. Sorry, that's right. x1. Great. Then what is happening here? I'm getting a px minus x1, which means x minus start x. Why am I giving them the different name? They are confusing, but never mind. This is start x. So start x, p can say point whatever, start x minus x. Px stands for the current points. So px is the current coordinate, and I'm current coordinate minus the starting point. What will I get? This is the starting point that I have. What is starting point? Starting point is x1 y1. Okay, this is the end point. I have x2 y2. These are the things I have. This is somewhere I clicked. I got px and py. Great. Somewhere I clicked in the middle of this. What am I doing here? First of all, I'm getting A, I'm getting B, I'm getting C, I'm getting D. What are these? A is equal to px minus x1. A is equal to px minus x1. So ultimately px minus x1. So the distance between this point, I selected this point. This is the point that I selected. The distance between this point and that. So I can make it like this. This much is called A. Great job. Yeah, it should be like that. What is the next thing? Then I'm getting B. Py minus y1. B is equal to Py minus y1. Again, Py minus y1. It belongs to this category only, so it's gonna be here. Done. So ultimately, the distance between this and the distance of x1 and px, both of them are same, so I should not have any problem with that. This thing is done. What is the next step? The next thing I'm getting x2 minus x1. C is equal to x2 minus x1. Let's say that. Come on, yaar, where is that? So C is equal to x2 minus x1. What is this? X2 minus x1. This distance. This is the distance I'm talking about over here. So this belongs to this category. And I think D would be y2 minus y1. And D is equal to y2 minus. That is true. Let's create one more. D is equal to y2 minus y1. Ultimately, this is how it went. So I calculated the distances. I calculated the distance of the point from the starting point. I calculated the distance of the last end point from the starting point. So these two things I got. What is the next thing? Dot A multiplied by C plus B multiplied by D. What is this? A multiplied by C. What is equal to A multiplied by C plus B multiplied by D. B multiplied by D. A multiplied by C. So this distance multiplied by this distance multiplied by this. This is not how it should be done. I'm not sure whether this is right or wrong. Length square C plus C D plus D. Okay, length square is right. But let's take the help of AI. First of all, see whether is this right or wrong. Is this right? Distance to line segment where px py, they are the current coordinates, and x1 xy, x1 y1 starting coords, and x2 y2 and chords x to y to end chords, because that is a line. Just a sec. Distance to line segment. This works well, but not even works well. Yeah, it does work well. I'm able to select the line and move it here and there. How it works is something. Tell me about this in an easy way with proper examples. I'm not able to understand this algorithm. Let's see. Okay, zoom it a bit. Okay, the function finds the shortest distance from point this to a finite line segment, not an infinite line, by projecting the point onto the segment and measuring the closest spot. The function finds the shortest distance from a point pxpy to a finite line segment, not an infinite line, by projecting the point onto the segment and measuring to the closest spot. Closest spot. Okay. Closest spot to what? It can be closer to the starting points or it can be closer to the end point. Simple concept. Imagine a rope stretched between points start x1 and x1 y1 and end x2 y2. Drop a marble from pxpy. Drop a marble from pxpy. It falls perpendicular to the closest point on the rope. Perpendicular. Even perpendicular, what is this? I get it, but exact meaning. Perpendicular means great. Yeah, I think it's vertical or something. Perpendicular means two lines or objects insert perpendicular, they cut each other intersect at the right angle, which is 90 degree geometry when two lines meet. Okay, perpendicular, got that. So imagine a rope. Okay, it falls perpendicular, it does, to the closest point on the rope. If that spot falls before start or after end, measure to the nearer end point instead. The code does this projection with vectors and clamps it to the rope's bounds. I think I have to just simply copy and paste the code. Okay. Step by step. Vector AB. The thing is that in my math class I didn't learn vector properly, and now I am struggling with this crazy stuff. Vectors AB, vectors from start to point AB. Okay, CD, vectors along the segment. Dot product finds how far along the segment, projection param dot slash length, clamp to it, stays on the segment, blah 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 blah. Whatever. Ultimately, here's the thing. If you know the vector, you may understand it well. If you don't know the vector, go and learn the vector. Vector is being used here. Never mind. The thing is that it works. I will learn vector. I will make sure that I understand this code that I'm using. But for now, the best thing is that it works. How it works? It simply gets these points. Ultimately, it's using vector. It gets the current coordinates, and then it gets the starting point, ending, starting xy and end xy of the line, and then it calculates whether it hits the line or not. Okay, so ultimately this is how I'm able to check. हाँ? 15 रुपये होगा. मम्मा से पूछ लीजिए. By the way, let's keep going. Okay, रेट ऑलमोस्ट सेम ही है, बट पूछ लीजिए, बेहतर रहेगा. Okay, let's go ahead, continue from here on. So yeah, it works. The second thing is that what does not work. Line is something that works. I'm able to move the lines from here and there. As far as understanding is concerned, I'll understand it when I learn vector properly. First of all, I'll focus on that. If I draw a line here, this is the line that I have drawn. I can select the line. Sorry, this is still being drawn. I can select the line and move it, can't I? I should be able to select the line and move it. Now I'm able to move it. What happened for the first time? For the first time, okay. If I draw a circle, if I do this circle, so now I can't move them for the first time. Why? Because this is not something I'm getting from the database. Yeah. This is not something I'm rendering. Yes, right. This is something that is being shown here by default. Like if you draw something on the canvas, that will be, yeah. So that's right. If I reload it, these are the exact things that I'm rendering. That was drawn and these are the rendered ones. Rendered ones I can move, but if I'm actually drawing something, the render one comes, but that comes okay, let's do one thing. Right now I'm gonna do this stuff over here. Let's have two of them beside each other. Let's leave this room. Let's go to here, create one more room, and then enter the same room and then see what happens. I have created it. Let's create one more room. That's gonna be new room. Room is created. I need to refresh this thing. Okay, rooms have been created. Let's join the room. Join the first room. Join this room. I draw something here. What the hell? The color is this by default. Never mind, I will change it. It comes here as well. Good thing. Great job. If I start moving here, okay, I can create one more. That's great. It comes here. So ultimately, I'm getting the message at the right time. Two users joined the same room, but two users did not join. Oh my god. Right now I'm using authentication, right? So there could be two users. A user should be able to join the room using the room ID, but I haven't created that yet. That is the functionality that is yet to be implemented. Or I can make sure that if someone tries to join the room with the help of a link, that person should be able to see the things properly. Or two people can join the same room. There's a lot here. The good thing is that instead of building lots of small projects, it's better to build one big project, right? If I reload the page, I should be able to move it here and there. If I reload the page, okay, so when it comes to this, you are unable to move it here as well as here. Interesting. When I reload the page, what happens? I get the data in the existing shapes, right? When I draw something, what happens? Data gets saved when data is sent to the backend, and then I get the data, and that is shown here. Okay. How many requests am I sending in one go? reload it, token, payload, message. Okay, draw it, come on, now draw it, and I just sent only one request. That's great, the data got saved. And WebSocket sent the message. When the message arrived, I'm saving the data into the existing shapes. When the message arrives, where's the game class? Whenever the message arrives, I'm saving it to the existing shapes, and once I have saved it to the existing shapes, I'm clearing the canvas. Once I'm clearing the canvas, I'm shown all those things. When init happens, ultimately when constructor runs, I get the shapes from the HTTP server, and I'm clearing the canvas here too. The question is that if I'm able to move it here, like if I get the shapes from the existing server, HTTP server, reload the page, and right now whatever shapes I got from which side, from the HTTP server, I'm able to, ooh, got that. The thing is this, when I get the data from WebSocket side, at that time there is no ID. That's insane. That is true. Insane. The problem is this, whenever you render, that's great. Let's keep it at the top. When you get the data from WebSocket server, you don't have any ID, so you won't be able to move, something like this. But the thing is that, the interesting thing, if I go to Excalidraw, if I draw anything, I'm able to move it. I can do one thing, I can generate the ID on the client side itself, and then I can push the ID to the database as well, send the ID to the WebSocket as well, and then I can get the ID, and then I should be able to get the stuff done. This is the solution to this. What is the solution? Create the ID on the client side itself, using UUID and all, anything. Once the ID is created, how will you create the ID? For creating the ID, take the existing ID of that, and then I will face the error that is show for creating the ID on the client side. I'll have to make it a string. For making it a string, I'll have to change my database, because Postgres keeps increasing the IDs even if something fails. That's right. Create the ID on the client side itself and send to WS, send to HTTP and DB, something like this. So this is the plan for now. So this thing I'll be getting done later. So ultimately I've done enough today when it comes to this thing. It's not like I'll not come back. The main goal is going to be like this. I will work on a project for 3 hours. After that I will switch to another subject. We have worked enough on it. I've been working on this project for 3 hours, and we have made a quite good improvement over here. But even there's a lot to do. Like the another to-dos are going to be, you should be able to create the room. That's okay. Then you should create the room. Once the room is created, what next? Get the room ID. Okay, and anybody with that room ID should be able to join, something like this. Yeah, they can have their account if they have their account, then save the user ID. If they don't have, just show them the diagrams. Don't let them change anything. Lovely. Oh my god. Well, the thing is that when you actually work on a big project, there are so many edge cases that you have to just work on. This is the first time I'm working on such a big project, first time in my life. But never mind, that was it for now. I'm gonna have some breakfast, of course, and then I'll be back. It's 9-10 around, and after coming back, we will be learning about Docker. Then we will be learning about Python. Then we'll be back and then start working on this. The main goal, simple thing, easy peasy. Give 3 and even more if you are willing to one thing, then switch to another thing, then give decided timing to that, and then this is how just keep going ahead. That was it. I'm gonna be catching up soon.